they'll sit right there. I've got to put some screws, put little covers on them, and yeah, that's how it works. So I've got to trim these doors in today, and I've got to leave space behind the door plate, and then I've got to put the veneer here so that it's all hidden, and I'll show the process as I go. Now, whenever I line something up, I always look through that grate right there, and you can't see the line, but you can get that blade right on that line right there, if I can get it to focus, by looking through down the edge of the blade onto the left. So next step before I start drawing what I need to carve out on there, I'll just sand it up, get it nice and smooth, and so this is the one I've been having issues with. If you can look straight onto that, you see how it's not straight up and down. This isn't. So when that pushes over, I need to make it so it's a little bit further that way. And so I'll take it apart and I'll show you how I built them as I take it apart. So first off, I'm gonna take that. Comes off. So all I've got to do is grind that down right there so it's a little bit more of a cookie bite, and it should fit quite a bit better. And then on the inside of this, so those, you've got a little bit of a a tube right here that a 1/4-inch bar fits into, and then you got a spring, and then on the bar I ground it down so it has a ridge. You see that? So that when it's pushed in, it catches on that cookie shape. If that makes any sense at all. That'll catch on that cookie shape. And the side of the tube here, I notched it out so that that piece can go in there. So I'll push it in so you can see how that works. See that little notch when that gets to there. And then inside of the where these are gonna sit, you can sort of see right there, there's a bar, and when I push the button on the side over here, it just pushes it over, so it pushes all the levers on all of the drawers, so that all these drawers will pop open. So that was the one right there that was sticking. So anyways, I'll get that fixed real quick. Here to the buffing wheel, and that buffing wheel, I'll just hit it really quick. The one that I accidentally drilled 2 holes in, driving me nuts. Oh, and I put that spring on the wrong side. Come on now, Davey. See if I can get this right. There we go. Now that the spring's on the right side, this piece clipped in there. Hopefully that sits a little bit more straight up and down. So I'm gonna snug that until it's tight. Here we go. And then when that clicks in, and it's a lot better straight up and down. I think that'll work much better when that bar comes and pushes it now. It sounds better too. Mechanics and little mechanisms, it's all about the sound, you know? I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. So on the front of this one's F. So I've got F right there. This is the drawer front, so it's gonna go just like that. And then on the front of that little guy there, and fitted. So it's gonna go just like that. I've got to glue that on, I've got to screw this on. So that'll go just like that, and then see if I don't launch that piece. Launched it. When it's all glued on, it'll be just like that, so you can actually open the drawer, if that makes sense.
Because the screws are going in such a strange spot, I'm not being too particular about exactly where the drawer mounted. Just wherever I can get the screw gun into. And I've got to make sure I line this up just right, otherwise I have to redo it.
So these are like the screws I usually like to use. I don't know if you can see them. They're little star heads. Black walnut stain on my fingers, but we will get these on there. Who else uses JB Weld? But I use it all the time.
Start again. So, it's back away.
This burl, sort of cool looking stuff, so I've got to cut out circles and I'll glue it on top of those. And then I've actually got a plate that's going to go on the top of each one of these to hide it a little bit better. Gotta make sure these really fit flush and hard because they're gonna get a lot of wear and tear being shoved in and out all the time, so I don't want them to snap or crack that wood. I'd rather them crack while I'm putting them together than when they get halfway across the country, you know.
Guilty.
Gotta make sure it's centered right in the center of that button.
So these right here are the little drawer fronts, they out of that burl I showed you, and I'm just gonna clean those up. Probably gonna have to remake a couple of these because I imagine I'm gonna break them. That sort of got weird cracks through the burl, and anyways, we'll see. So these little pieces, I don't know if you can see them very good, they are going to go right there. So these will all be, that one's a little tight. That's alright, I'd rather be tight than loose. I can always sand it. My board stretcher doesn't work.
See that? It's going to be just inside, just a little bit lower so that you can't grab it all in the level. So, just to make it difficult, that's all you got to do.
I ended up having to put these clamps on there because I saw one of these things peeling up.
It's tight. I'm going to sand it a little bit more.
There we go. It'll fit. It'll work. Make sure I put the shiny side up. So if I can't tell, it doesn't matter. Pretty tight, which is a good thing because I prefer to sand them afterwards anyway. Sort of snug them in. See if it works. A little tight. Very tight. That'll work. Now I've got a trim right in here. But now that I know where all the drawer fronts go to, I can trim right to them, you know. So I'll sort of wait until I have them done. And yeah, we'll see the next part. Okay, so here's the door trim. I'm gonna make it so it's a panel that's removable just in case something breaks, because it seems like if I don't make it accessible, it breaks. So, no, that's okay.
Boy, that's pretty good service back there. You set up a welding machine, you got me gloves, you got my hood over there.
Heck yeah! I didn't want to get you stuck on anything.
Yeah.
But I got that plugged in too. That one plug doesn't work. The other one does. The yellow one doesn't work. It's not quite
Doesn't
right.
work. It should be the same thing.
No. The welder doesn't plug into it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Huh. Should be the same thing. You know,
Just-
our
it's-
extension cords are all the same.
It's just a little different.
Well, where does that go?
In the front of the drawers, right between the cracks.
Oh shit! You're making it in one piece.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm gonna take it
You
off.
got
now.
balls.
Hope so.
That's like model making.
Well, no, hopefully it works. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be screaming. So after this dries, I'm actually gonna drill and put pegs in there so it's stronger. But I guess I should have made sure these fit before I put them together, huh? So that'll sit right there. I've got to put some screws, put little covers on them, and yeah, that's how it works. That's it, son.